John Oakes here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods. This is out of our Indiana, Pennsylvania showroom, and what we're doing is showing you our newest addition to our inventory here, this being a red 1967 Pontiac Gto, and yes, it is a real Gto, real 242 VIN numbered car. So as we do with all our cars, we'll start underneath the back end of the car, work our way towards the front, and just show you what we see on the underside of the car here. So obviously we're here at the back. We've got the stock factory fuel tank. This car looks to be all original sheet metal too. Original tank. You see it's all painted up black. The mounting hardware is in good condition on this. You can see a little bit of a dent right here. But other than that, that's really it. Again, all factory stuff here, so it's original to the car. You can somewhat see your frame out the back here. You can see how nice and straight that is. There's no dents or no bangs on it or anything like that. And you can see the tailpipes here. So you've got full exhaust on this car, coming all the way from the stock cast exhaust manifolds all the way back through the dual Flowmaster mufflers, and then of course the tailpipes up and over the rear end, and then exiting out the back of the car as they should. The rear end in this car, we did do some of the numbers on this. It appears as though the date code on this rear end is August, I think 28th or 9th of 66. So there's a good chance that this would be the original rear end for the car. It's a GM 10 bolt, it is a posi unit, and it's a 355 gear ratio in that rear. Again, all stock suspension back here. Nothing on this car has been modified. All drum brakes on this car, so drums rear, drums up front. And as far as what this car rides on, as far as wheels and tires, we have a set of factory Pontiac Rally wheels, complete with the beauty rings and the center caps. And then on those wheels, we have mounted a set of the Firestone Redline tires, the Super Sport wide ovals, and the size on these are the, I believe these are the G70 14s. So again, 14-inch wheels the whole way around on this car, which is what it would have come with from the factory. All right, here we are underneath the center of our GTO. Again, all factory floors, so you can take a really good look now at how well those floors look on this car. Again, there's no patching to talk of, there's no holes or anything. It's just remarkable how nice these floors are on this car. As far as the frame rails, you can see those the whole way up the sides. Both sides there, you can see how nice those frame rails are. They're not dented in, they're not dinged in, anything like that. The cross member for the transmission, same thing, in excellent shape there. Now, as far as the transmission goes, this is a 4-speed transmission. It's a Muncie M21, and it's bolted up to a 400 cubic inch Pontiac motor. We will talk about that a little later. Again, you get to see that exhaust also a lot better here. They've got it tucked in nice and tight here to the drive shaft, but again, no rubbing or anything there. See those mufflers, how nice a condition they're in. Flowmaster mufflers, and you also have all of the cables and the correct hardware for the emergency brake on this car. It's all hooked up and functioning, so everything's good there. Again, I said the Muncie M21 hooked up to the 400 cubic inch Pontiac motor. Now this is a non-original non-numbers match 400 Pontiac. We did run the numbers on this. I believe it's a WW code, which I think is a 1970 range, year range for that block. But everything looks just as it should. You'll see that when we go underneath the hood. And now here we are underneath the front end of our Pontiac GTO. Again, all stock suspension components under here, all stock factory steering components. Again, nothing has been modified on this car, all original. Again, we have those 14-inch steel factory rally wheels. We've got drum brakes on the front. As I said, it's a 4-wheel drum brake car. The tie rods all in good shape. All the little rubber dust boots, those are intact. Front sway bar here, bushings on the frame mounts are in good shape. The sway bar end link's in good shape too. Again, you got stock suspension components, so your lower control arms, upper A-arms, all stock stamped steel components. You've got the little rubber bump stops on your lower control arms here. You can see the front cross member also in very good shape. It's not dented in, so they've never hit anything with the car to dent it in or bend it up at all. Other things that you can kind of see up here, you can see the front portion of the frame, all nice and straight, all in good shape, not banged up either. Power steering car, power brake car, even though it is four-wheel drum brake, it's still power drums. And that's really about it to go over from the underside. Other kind of quick things I can mention under here, it looks like we've got a stock style radiator in the car, along with a clutch fan there for cooling. But other than that, we can take a look at all the other stuff when we get it down off the lift. So we're all done here. We'll go ahead and do that for you, and we'll go around the outside. All right, we got our GTO outside. Again, 1967 Pontiac Gto. And again, it is, yes, a real 242 VIN numbered car, which signifies that it is a real GTO. You can obviously see here, nice bright red exterior paint, nice and shiny and smooth, laser straight the whole way back the side of the car here. And this is all original sheet metal on this car. So you got the steel Gto hood here. Again, it's lined up real nice, fitment real nice. We'll see that a little more once we come around the front of the car. Again, the front fenders here, fitment on those, very nice. You've got the white pinstripe the whole way back along the side of the car there. And you've got the bright work here at the bottom of the car the whole way back the side. So you have it both on the front fenders, you have it on underneath the door, and back on the quarter panel there, that rocker trim, but it continues the whole way down the car. As far as what this car is sitting on right now, we've got a set of the Firestone Super Sport wide oval tires. Again, the red line and the size on these are G7014s, both on the front and rear. And those are mounted on factory steel Pontiac rally wheels. So you see, and they're all painted up real nice, just like they should be. They got the beauty rings on them and the PMD center caps also. So that's all intact. You've got the bright wheel lip moldings, front and rear, and you have the bright drip rail molding over top of the windows. All of your bright work along the bottom edge of the doors here, around your window, those are all in good shape. No dents or dings that I can really see. No scratches or like buffing marks or anything like that. So they're polished up real nice. We also have driver's side mirror, as well as I think passenger side also. And again, those are the chrome mirrors here. Now they're a manual adjustable mirror. Just reach outside and adjust them. They're not remote adjustable. Doors, you can see fitment on those. Your door gap, very nice and tight back here, and on the back side of the door, front and back, very nice gaps there. Elevation, just as nice there, lined up pretty good. Again, I said about that rocker panel trim molding that goes the whole way back the car. You've got the GTO 6.5 liter little checkered flag emblems down here on the rocker trim as well. As we come back here, we'll open the door real quick. Just take a quick peek inside. We'll go inside more in depth a little later. But your weather stripping down the side of the door in very good condition. Again, this looks to be probably all original stuff too, and you can tell the car was treated for good because these are in pretty good condition as it is. There's no rips or tears. You might have a little piece, pushed in here from it being, so old, but again, it's all intact. You've got the little rubber bump stops, both on the top and the bottom of the door. That nice red paint on the inside of the door as well. Thresholds here, you got nice plates here. They're not bent up or dinged up too bad. Again, all original stuff. You've even got your door jamb U seals right here. Those are in good shape here for your quarter windows. So all of your seals, your weather stripping, all in good condition. And it looks to be that stuff is probably all of the original stuff for the car. As we come back a little further, again, back the big long quarter panel here on these GTOs. As you get clear to the end, you see the Gto emblem back here. And again, you can look at that stainless trim along the bottom there, the bright wheel lip moldings, those Pontiac rally wheels, centers, trim rings, and you got the red line wide oval super sport tires there. All right, obviously now we're looking at the back end of our 67 Pontiac GTO, and you can see a lot of things back here. Again, it is a big rear end here. You've got your bright work all around the trunk here and around your tail panel. That's all in good shape. Obviously your tail lights, you have the tail light bright work, the bezel around, all of those. Again, no pitting that I can see on here. Nice and polished up bezels, and then the lenses in each of these 4 areas on each side. So total of 8 lenses in there. Those are all in excellent shape. There's no cracks, no little chips out of them, nothing. They're in excellent condition. Down below, obviously you see that big Gto Chrome Bumper there. Very nicely polished up. Again, really no marks to even say about. It's just polished up, nice chrome work there. Again, for this big of a car, that's one of the attention grabbers right there because it's such a big piece. As far as the trunk goes, you can see the gaps here. Very uniform up along the side here. You come across the back side of the trunk and then down the other side. Trunk gaps, very good on this car. Elevation's good as well. Trunk is adjusted really nice. Let's go ahead and open this up now. Take a look inside. So the first thing you see is the underside of the trunk lid, painted up the same red as the exterior of the car. You see it's even got the original stickers here for your trunk and spare, or for your jack and spare instructions, I should say. Then your weather stripping around the trunk in excellent condition. Again, not sure if this is original stuff or new. It feels like it could have been fairly new. It's nice and soft. There's no cracks or tears in it at all. So again, sealing up from the elements, not going to be a problem with this car. The trunk itself, big trunk on these GTOs. Very nicely finished off here. It's just painted gray in here, the gray and white trunk spatter paint. It's got a trunk mat in there. If we lift the mat up and take a look, very nice trunk pan in there. There's no holes, no patching to speak of. Again, as we said, this is all original sheet metal on the car. You do have a spare tire in here along with the bumper jack and the wheel lug wrench in there also. So all of that complete inside the trunk. So we'll go ahead and close our trunk up. You see it closes good, it's shut. The other things that we can see here from looking at the back of the car, your rear window here, the rear glass, there's no cracks or chips or anything in here. Again, you normally don't get cracks or chips in the back window, it's normally the front, but we'll see that as we move up here. The bright work around that whole entire rear window, very nicely polished up. You can see just how well that shines. And then down here in the corners, sometimes you'll see that being a problem area on some of these cars, as well as like your 66 or 7 Chevelles, and we don't have any issues whatsoever. Paint's nice, metal's nice right there. So again, no issues to speak of over there. So what we'll do is we'll come over now, we'll work our way down the passenger side, eventually get to the front there, and then we'll take you inside the car to show you the interior. Okay, over on the passenger side now, again, we're going to be exactly the same as what we were over on the driver's side of the car. But over here again, just real quickly to work our way down here, the GTO emblems on the rear quarter panels, the white pinstripe along the top edge of the fender, the door, front fender there also. Again, that stainless cladding along the bottom of your quarters, along the bottom of the door and the rocker, and the front fender also. All of that intact and in good condition. Again, the Firestone Super Sport wide oval G70 14 tires. Those steel Pontiac rally wheels with beauty rings and the PMD center caps. Again, drip rail moldings, the bright work above here, that's in good shape. Now on this side here, you can see just a little tiny bit of scratching there, but again, it's all original stuff. So again, this car is in good shape, really good shape, for having all original metal and most of the trim on the car being all original. Let's go ahead and open this door up. Also, take a look at it. Again, the little rubber bump stops, both on the top and the bottom, all painted up red, just like the exterior of the car. The weather stripping, all intact, all in good shape. No rips, cracks, or tears in that. The door jamb U-seal on this side is in excellent shape too. The bright work along the top of the door here in good shape. Again, we've got bucket seats, all black carpeting, all black interior in this car. But again, we'll look at that a little bit better here as we get a little further along. You can see the door shuts real nice. Gaps on the back side of the door real nice and tight. As we come to the front side, you can see the front gaps nice and tight also as well. We already mentioned the passenger side mirror as well. Again, all your bright work here on your wing windows, on your windshield here too, the whole way around. Those are in good shape too. And as we finish up here at the front, again, the bright wheellet moldings. We already mentioned those wheels several times. So that brings us to the front of the car. All right, here we are finally at the front end of our car. So we'll talk a little bit about this nose here again. Very distinct front end on this car. Hard to mistake this from any other car. Again, you have the lights, your high beam, low beams, one over top of the other on each side. You've got your turn signal and marker lights here in the front end, up in the grill areas. Again, lenses on all of these, the headlights, both low, high beam, and on your turn signal or parking lights. Those are all in excellent shape. You can see the bezels around the headlights, that bright work, excellent shape, very nicely polished up and chromed. So real nice condition there. Again, big front bumper here also to match the big back bumper. Chrome on that's very nicely polished up. No dents or dings on that. Nice and straight front bumper. And your grill areas here on the front of the GTO. Those are in excellent condition. And you see you've got the Gto emblem there over on the driver's side grill area. You also have the Pontiac emblem right in the center of the front of the hood there, right on the beak. You see the all steel Gto hood here and the hood scoop. Again, this stuff is all original sheet metal on this car. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and open this up and we'll see what's underneath the hood here. So give me a second. Unlatch it. And once you open this up, you see that the hood underneath is painted the same red as the exterior of the car. You see it does have the correct hood insulation here, and that's anchored up here nice and tight as it should be. It's not sagging, and you can see that this is probably all new stuff here. Again, you don't see any pieces torn out of it. You don't even see too much wear and tear on it here. So as we look further under the hood, we see we have the motor. Here's a non-original motor, but it is a 1970 Pontiac 400 block. You see it retains the factory air cleaner on it. It's got the chrome valve covers on it. It's got a quadrajet carb, the stock cast intake on it, as well as the stock cast heads on it as well. This car does not have headers on it. They've elected to keep the cast exhaust manifolds on it. And again, for several reasons. Number one, could be room in there. Number two, a lot of times people like to leave those cast manifolds on there because they tend to seal up a lot better and you won't get the exhaust leaks that you sometimes do with a set of headers. Plus, back then, they had these manifolds flowed out pretty good so that they performed well right from the factory. You've got power brakes on this car. Now, we already mentioned from the underside video that it's four-wheel disc brakes, but it is power brake. It is power steering on this car. Factory style air cleaner. You've got the shroud here, and then it's got the 7-blade clutch fan for your cooling as well. And it has all the heater lines hooked up on this car. That's essentially about it for underneath the hood. Okay, here we are inside of our 67 GTO. Obviously, you can see this thing's all black vinyl interior, all factory original black vinyl interior. Front bucket seats. You've got seat belts, both front and rear on this car. The one thing you don't have though are the shoulder harness belts. I know some of these cars would have came with them, but this one does not have them. But you do have all 4 belts, so retractable belts on the front seats. You've got factory dash. It is a padded dash, and the black pad here looks to be in good shape. The only thing that I can see to mention is right over here on the passenger side, small little tiny crack over here, just maybe ½ an inch. That's all. Other than that, the whole rest of the dash is in good shape. The dash panel itself and factory instrumentation, all of which are all contained there. No modifications has been done to this dash. We have the factory battery and oil pressure gauge over on the far left. You got 120 mile an hour speedometer. You've got the factory gasoline and water temperature gauge, and then this gauge to the far right, this is just a blank, so no need to worry there. Factory heater controls, and the blower motor does work in this car. Factory Pontiac AM radio here also. Now that I do not believe works, but a lot of times the radios don't, especially factory ones. You've got this wood rosewood steering wheel here, the factory steering column, factory 4-speed center console here. You can see it's got the same wood grain inlet as what the dash does too, to match everything up. You've got a couple aftermarket gauges on this car. You've got an oil pressure gauge, the amps gauge, and then the water temperature gauge, all mounted underneath the dasher as a 3-gauge cluster. Probably because some of those factory gauges do not work. You've got the Gto badging on the doors and up here right above the glove box here on the car. You got the grab handle here too, right above the glove box. The headliner is in great shape. There's no rips or tears, and it's tucked up in there nice and tight. The sun visors, those are in good shape too. Back seats, the upholstery on this car is very nice. Now I do see on the driver's side we've got just a small crack. It's not torn, it's just a crack in the vinyl. But again, that's from just, you know, normal wear and tear with these vinyl seats. So other than that, that's pretty much it for the interior of our car. We've already done all the rest of our video, so from the inside of the car I will sign out. If you have any questions about this car or any other car that we have in our inventory, feel free to give us a phone call or shoot us an email. All of our contact information is made available to you throughout the video, and you can also visit our website and find that information as well.